Alright everyone, how's it going? Machine Gun Hunt here, and today I want to talk about something that was probably going to change the UI of the game entirely, and I think it is an excellent change in the Destiny 2 franchise, I guess you could say. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to talk about this week at Bungie. The 30th anniversary has recently came out, lots of new changes with the meta, lots of cool activities, getting some Halo guns. Some of them are awesome, some of them are unique, some of them are very handy for the long run. Like for example, there's a new perk that basically makes your movement a lot faster, a lot of speed run. People are going to enjoy that. However, I want to discuss something that's discussed in This Week at Bungie. However, it's not going to be this Week at Bungie. It's going to be this one right here, literally a week before Destiny 2 30th anniversary comes out. And we're going to talk about something that's very, very fascinating. This caught my eye the most. So we're just going to scroll down right here, just a little bit. You just keep on going. Oh, they're showing all this stuff around, like trials, like lab or whatever, moments of triumph. I already got my shirt, like, just by logging in. That's actually pretty funny. Armor mod updates. Now this is going to change the game entirely, and I am so excited with this. This is probably like my #1 most requested thing besides like vault space. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start reading and tell you what this is all about. Kicking off with the list of QOL updates, otherwise known as quality of life, the team has been working on a change that many of you have been asking about for a while. This is actually really funny because Dado literally made a video like 2 weeks ago talking about making builds and how mods work, and just talking about how it costs Glimmer to put in armor mods and stuff like that. So a lot of people have been talking about this for a long time. I think I've discussed this before in previous videos talking about builds or whatever. I know Error had talked about this as well. And what they have done is that there have been tinkering with your armor mods and thinking, well, this is taking quite a lot of bit of Glimmer. I'll tell you a little something about that. Or even running out of the process. Well, starting on December 7th, this will no longer be an issue. Starting next week, this is already available. I can switch my mods as much as I want. You can swap your armor mods instantaneously. I have a third level third grade reading ability at any time with no Glimmer or currency required. The goal of the team is to better enable crafting on the fly, whether you are loading into a PvP match or prepping for a nightfall. Absolutely incredible. We also seize this opportunity to make free and reversible socket actions available to all third-party Destiny 2 apps starting December 7th. So, in addition to equipping gear and transferring items into and from the vault, your favorite Destiny 2 apps will be able to apply Armor Mod 2.0 mods, weapon perks, shaders, ornaments, ghost projections, and on your behalf. So this right here is probably one of the best setups that we could do. And this will be absolutely perfect because let's say I have like a build that's made for like sword damage using Lament, and I have a certain amount of like mods that I have for this build, and then suddenly I'm like, well, I just want to play PvP, and I have like 2 pieces of armor that I use, because of the stat, because it's similar stats, that's really good for PvP. I'm using it the same way I'm using it for Lament because it helps me out with this build. So I'm gonna have to switch up all these mods or whatever. But with this new update, you can have it so where you can just press a simple click of a button, you can set up the build, and the build will automatically transfer all the mods that you want, and you are good to go. It'll be saved automatically. And actually, I will show you something that's kind of in the game already, and yeah, it's actually a pretty good setup because of this change. The team will also be looking for artifact mod resets and costs in the future, but general armor mod swapping is a great first step. Basically how it works is you have artifact mods, and what the artifact does, it has a whole bunch of mods that's available, and if there's more than one mod that you want in like the last column, for example, then it would cost like 20,000 Glimmer to reset. Only problem is every time you reset, it costs more Glimmer, which is honestly kind of useless in my opinion, because there's a certain amount of times that I actually want to reset it, and once it gets like to 250,000, then it's just not worth it. A good example right now is there's particle deconstruction, as well as focusing lens. That's a top tier perk that I absolutely love. But there's also another mod where every time I get stasis crystals or get stasis kills, I get more super energy. That is an amazing mod altogether. So I want 3 of those mods, but the thing is I can only get 2 of them at once because it's at the last column of the artifact. So guess how much times I had to switch it out? Now it's like 100,000 glimmer to switch it out. It's honestly ridiculous. So you know, I kind of wanted to do some focusing lens stuff with, like, you know, Master Vault content, but you know, it costs $100,000 to do so. So I'm just keeping focusing lens for now and just not worry about like the super energy, which kind of sucks. You know, you're limiting yourself because of costs. So now Bungie has set up a great setup option where you don't have to worry about costs, and this is just the first step. So I am glad they are talking about this type of stuff. Hopefully we will get some stuff where, like, you know, if we were to unlock, I don't know, solar energy for like a head slot, and then we decide to swipe it to an arc, well, we can keep that solar slot, which honestly would probably be the best option in my opinion. If you want to be a min-maxer and just like unlock all the different elements for your armor, then hey, like, what's stopping Bungie from having us do that and, like, you know, put in like 4 ascended shards all at once in one piece of armor? Honestly, if you let people mess with their gear and spend enough material to do so, then let them do it. Let them have all the freedom that they want. You know, and some people think it's stupid. Oh, if you're spending like 4 ascended shards into one armor, why can't I just have like 4 ascended shards into 4 pieces of armor? Hey, that's freedom too. Basically, it's good to have more freedom for guardians, and it's good to have more freedom for people wanting to set up builds. And you know, I'm crazy with builds. I've made builds for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've made builds from like random games, like, I don't know, Pokemon. I made some random builds for like this game called White Knight Chronicles. I made builds from Chrono Cross. I made builds from all sorts of different types. Oh, I made builds from KOTOR. I love making builds in KOTOR. I think that's some of the most fun things to do right there. So, you know, for build making, that's the best option right there. So I am really excited with what Bungie's doing. I definitely noticed that since the update has come back, I've able to go ahead and mix and match the mods, and I haven't wasted any glimmer. I basically didn't have to go to Spider like since the update, which is great. I basically had to go to Spider like once or twice a week, or I'm sorry, twice every like 1 or 2 weeks, which is, you know, I could just do extra stuff besides doing that. As we said earlier, this enables third-party community apps to change mods at a tap of a finger on your phone screen or a click on a mouse on browsers. We're excited for how community will take advantage of this, as it could open doors to potential loadouts as things like Nightfalls and PvP modes, and I would absolutely love this. I'm going to show you an example here. So I actually made a loadout recently with my Warlock. So, you know, I have my Warlock set up right here, you know. I have all my setups, you know, I have like protective light, and I have like I can put an extra mod there, but I have like several mods here, you know. But I have this sub right here, you know, Agar Scepter, and then I have like, you know, all these mods here, like increased discipline and all that, increase like, you know, intellect. I have all these different mods, but then, as you can see right here, I have Grenade Kickstart, which if I throw more grenade, I get more grenade energy. Particle Deconstruction, Fire and Ice, which is really good for this build because I have Font of Might, which every time I pick up an elemental well that matches my subclass, and I temporarily get increased damage for Agar Scepter, which is really good. I also get elemental shards, which every time I get some shards, I get more you know, elemental wells, which makes it so that it basically counts as elemental wells, which I do more damage. And then plus I have this exotica where I could do even more damage. And then I have like, you know, abbreviation, so the timer lasts a lot longer. I think it's like 12 seconds instead of 10, which is good. Picking up a stasis elemental well grants me additional energy for my ability, so I could chuck more grenades so that I'm able to go ahead and keep getting more like, you know, damage from my Agar Scepter. Overall, awesome build because, you know, Agar Scepter is really good, especially if you put in this armor piece right here, Mantle of Battle Harmony, which makes it so I get more super energy every time I kill enemies with a certain gun on the same, like, you know, damage type as my subclass, and that's Agar Scepter, which I get more super energy, and yeah, it's really good. However, the only problem is some of the items of this loadout is no longer in my inventory, so I could just simply apply to everything here, and then look right there. This will apply 9 mods and remove all other mods equipped to your armor. Alright, so yeah, you know, let's say the reason why it's not working is because, you know, it says some of the items are no longer in your inventory, and that was because it has a special weapon here. I think it was the Trace Rifle, the legendary one, but I got a better one, so I deleted it. The only way for this to work is that you must have like the same, like, you know, armor that you had available and weapons all together. So maybe what's probably best is that only to have like builds for armor sets instead of like weapons. Like maybe, like, you know, if I had like a Lament build, then I would just have like, you know, Lament power or whatever, and I'll just keep the Lament equipped right there. But yeah, Destiny Item Manager does have it, so I do recommend that you only keep some of the weapons that you know you're going to use. And yeah, really cool stuff. I know this works with Destiny Item Manager. Hopefully it works with other mods or slash you know, apps that everyone uses all the time. And yeah, I recommend you guys check it out, make your own builds, comment below on what kind of builds that you like to use the most. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. God bless, see you next time, and remember, be excellent to each other.